Got a little change of scenery for you guys today, but this is one of my most requested videos that I haven't done yet. So I'm sorry that it took so long, but better late than never. When I'm not playing shortstop, first base is by far my favorite position, especially as I get older and that throw from shortstop seems to be getting further and further away. I played some first base in college 100 years ago and I loved every second of it. So in today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to play first base. We're gonna talk some defensive positioning and I'm gonna give you a few general tips and tricks that are gonna help you become a better first baseman. So make sure to stick around. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Northern Baseball Training. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button below and click the notification bell so you don't miss out. Like I said before, first base is a very important position and having a good first baseman can be a game changer, especially when you make a bad throw and he's there to bail you out with a nice pick. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the defensive positioning when nobody's on. Okay, when nobody's on base, we can play nice and deep. We want to play deep enough so we can cover a lot of ground, but not so deep that if the ball's hit over there that we can't make it to first base. Okay, so it depends on how fast you are. That'll kind of depend on how far you can play back. So if the ball's hit to us and we can't make it to first base, the pitcher's gonna be covering and we're gonna throw it to him right at the bag, but we'll cover that more in future video. So once the ball's hit, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna sprint to the base, pick up the base. We already know where the throw is gonna be, so we can pick a spot on the base, stretch towards the throw. It's a little muddy down here. So now we're talking about where to play when there's a runner on first base. So now obviously we're holding them on, so we want to place our right foot kind of right around the corner of the bag. We want to step towards the pitcher. Okay, we want to open up our hips just a little bit so that if the ball is thrown offline this way, we can reach it. Okay, if we're closed off too much and the ball's thrown off back here, we're not going to be able to get it. Okay, so right foot around the corner of the bag, nice and low. Once he makes the throw over, we're just going to catch it, make the tag right at the base. Okay, obviously if you're left-handed, you have a little bit more of an advantage to make the tag this way, but you're also at a disadvantage because you throw with the wrong hand and you're probably weird. So now once the pitcher makes his motion to the plate, we're gonna bounce off, shuffle over, and get out here nice and ready for the play. Again, once the ball's hit, we're gonna turn, make our way back to the base, find the base, stretch. So now we're talking about the defensive positioning if there's a runner on first and second. Now, if there's less than 2 out, we're gonna play right behind the runner. If the ball's hit right at us, we're gonna go to 2, and then we're gonna hustle back to first base to pick up the double play. Now, if we can't get back to first base, that's where the pitcher's gonna be covering. Now, if the ball's hit to our left, we're gonna pick it up, and we're gonna step on first base, make the throw to second, and here we have to make sure that we yell tag because we just took the force off, and we have to tag that runner. Now, if we're here and the ball's hit this way, we're gonna pick it up, make a throw to second base. Here, the pitcher's gonna be covering. Now, if there's 2 out, this is where we can start to back up a little bit so we can cover more ground. So now we're talking about where to play when the bases are loaded. Now, depending on the situation, there's a few different ways we can play this. So if there's less than 2 out, ideally we're gonna play right in front of the runner so that if we get a ground ball, we're gonna go home and then back to first for the double play, saving that run. Now again, depending on the situation, if that run doesn't matter too much and the ball's hit this way, we can pick it up, and since our momentum is taking us that way, we can go to 2 and then back to 1 for the double play. Always making sure that we get 1 out. Now again, if there's 2 out, this is where we can back up, and we want to be able to cover as much ground as we can. Deep enough that we can cover enough ground, but not so deep that we can't get back to first base on a ground ball to the left side. Now again, if the ball's hit to us, pitcher's going to be covering, we're going to throw it right at him, right at the bag. So as a first baseman, it's our responsibility to be the cutoff man for balls to center field and right field. Okay, anything left center to left field, that's the responsibility of a third baseman. Okay, so when the ball's hit and there's a play to home, we're gonna get out around this area, kind of around the front of the mound, okay, and we're gonna line ourselves the best we can in between the baseball and home plate. Okay, then the catcher's gonna guide us to get us in a better position. Okay, so we're gonna get in position, we're gonna put our hands up, give them a target. Now this is where we wait for the catcher to tell us what to do. Okay, if he says nothing, that means we just let the ball go and it's a good throw and it's on line. Now if he yells relay, that means he wants you to cut it and relay to home. Now if he yells cut 1, cut 2, cut 3, that means he wants you to catch the ball and then pick off the runner wherever he's trying to go. Okay, a lot of times the runner will see that throw and then he'll try to take second, but if that runner is gonna score anyways or it's a bad throw, catcher's gonna get you to cut it off and take him out at 2. So now I'm going to give you a few tips on how to be a better first baseman. Okay, so for our younger guys, when the ball's hit, we're going to come to the base, we're going to put our foot right in the middle of the base, and then we're going to wait for the ball to be thrown, and then we're going to stretch towards the ball. Okay, if it's thrown this way, we're going this way. If it's this way, we're gonna go that way. Big thing that you see with a lot of younger players is they'll stretch straight out and then just reach for the ball wherever it is. Okay, they'll reach back here and the ball will go by them or they can't reach it. Okay, so the ball's hit this way, we're gonna stretch this way, making sure we keep our foot on the base. Put the ball of your feet on the base. We don't wanna be like this. See that with a lot of younger players too, and then they stretch and then they come off. Okay, ball the foot right in the middle of the base, stretch here. So now for you more advanced players, and once you get a little bit more comfortable with first base, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. Okay, ball's hit, we're gonna come to the base and we're gonna kind of straddle it. Okay, now we're gonna wait for the ball to be thrown. We're gonna pivot with our feet and then step to whichever direction the ball is thrown. Okay, that's gonna give us an extra 7.5 inches on the stretch. Okay, so ball's hit this way, we're gonna pivot, step there. If it's hit right at us, same thing, just pivot, step in the middle of the base. Now we're talking about picking a ball out of the dirt. Okay, same thing, we wanna wait till the ball's thrown and then stretch towards the ball. But what we wanna do is stretch, and we wanna get nice and low and make sure our eyes are behind the glove, and we're gonna work from the ground out. Okay, so ball's coming this way, we wanna go out, start from the ground, and we wanna go in the same direction of the ball. Okay, we don't wanna swipe out it like this, we don't wanna swipe up like that, we wanna try to go straight towards the ball. And in some of our defensive videos that talk a lot about picking the ball up on the short hop, it's the same idea here. Okay, we wanna try to get this ball on the shortest hop possible so the ball has nowhere to go but our glove. Now obviously depending on the throw, it's gonna be a little bit different. So stretch, ground out, keep your eyes behind the glove, work our way out. So the next tip, always make sure that you catch the ball. Okay, a lot of times it's gonna pull you off the bag, and it's better to leave the bag, sacrifice the out to make the catch, rather than stretching for a ball that you have no business catching and then missing it and go in the dugout and they get an extra base. And if the throw pulls you off this way, you can always leave the base and then make the tag as the runner's running by. And there's a time and a place to make an amazing pick, but you gotta know the situation. Okay, if there's a runner on second and it's late in the game, it's a close game, and you try to make an amazing pick and the ball gets by you, that runner is gonna score, tie the game, or possibly lose you the game. So depending on the situation, if you're not 1000% sure that you can make that pick, sometimes you gotta body up and keep it in front so that run doesn't score. In future videos, we'll go a little bit more in depth on bunt defense and how to pick off, and I'll give you a few more drills that'll help you become a better first baseman, so make sure to watch out for that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you wanna see our last video on the top 5 mistakes that hitters make, click the link above and I'll see you guys next week.